Good evening and welcome back to the channel and welcome to another episode of Golden Lap. We're here for race 4 of the season and we're at Mutton Chop, so we are at the British Grand Prix. I'm going to move my game screen over here. There we go. So, how has the season gone so far? Well, it's gone rather well, mostly. We had a 1-2, 1-2 in the last two races and then a 1-19, and that's just because of Nielsen's unfortunate DNF in the first race. However, Nielsen has brought it back significantly, is on 50 points since then because he's been the one in those 1-2s, has brought it back quite well, meaning he's only 13 points behind Edward King, and which is pretty good. Obviously the Wayland cars are right behind us, which is still something to be wary of. We're not going to just write them off. Of course we're not. They're driving really well, and we are doing well in the team standings as well. That's also very good. Would you believe LeBron with no points? That is quite something. Not something I expected at all. But yeah, season going well, doing pretty good at the minute, and it's time for the press conference. So we start with a question from Hayden, who says, given the pit strategy has been so crucial last couple of races, how much do you put this down to new crew chief Jürgen Schutz and his ability to get just a bit more out of the tyres? Yeah, well, he does have the old rubber strategist. So, then again, failed pit stop chances go up, but we haven't really seen that, I don't think. Have we had a slow pit stop? I don't think so. We might have done. I've forgotten about it. I don't know. But being able to stretch those tyres just that little bit, it can change a race, as we saw in the last race, which links perfectly into the next comment from Danny. I'm going to read the part at the bottom of the comment first, which says, seriously, Mendes was rapid. He should have wiped the floor with you in that race, but their pit strategy was idiotic. Why did they go for the 3-stop? I do not know. And then it goes on to hypothesize. Not sure if that's deliberate to give the player a better chance, or if it's just like somewhat random as to what pit strategy the other teams will take on in that race. I don't know. Honestly, I don't actually have an answer on that one. So even if Mendes was quick, we can get it back with the pit strategies. And we are getting to a point where it seems like we might have to upgrade a part or two, build a new part or two or start using the better parts, but we're not quite there yet. We're still okay. Danny from the Disassociated Press, this is a press conference question. How does each driver feel about the vastly superior machinery of the Waylands they're competing against? Are they worried, or do they believe their skill can overcome that? Rumour has it the Wayland drivers even have an espresso machine in the cockpit. Yeah, I mean, I think the Wayland do have a fast car. That's true, but we've got really fast drivers. Then again, so do they, but we do have fast drivers. So I'm going to say, I reckon my drivers do back themselves. They should. They are champions. Proven champions. They should be able to back themselves. So I'm not sure we're worried about it just yet, but we will use this race at Mutton Chop to kind of see. This will be a bit of a test for that, and whether or not we need to kind of bite the bullet and use the better parts and start kind of unbalancing our cars a little bit. Because the annoying thing is that you upgrade a part, obviously, it doesn't upgrade for both cars. It goes on one car. But then if you upgrade that same part again, it then takes the next best and upgrades again. So then you're still unbalanced. Which is actually a little bit frustrating for a team that's trying to keep things balanced and level between my drivers. Anyway, good question so far. Opa says, it's impressive there were 3 DNFs and no red or yellow flag in that race. Press conference, the drivers are going for the real night championship this season. Team night is fair, gives both almost the same car, so no one has an advantage. Are there any complaints about the team strategy not being the same as well? That is actually something I want to address in this race. So in this race, I am going to give both drivers the exact same strategy regardless of qualifying position. And the reason for that is I just want to see And I just want to see if it actually does mean that they are just like neck and neck the entire race. Nielsen's in the rain, so Nielsen should theoretically have an advantage on that. But King has other, other options. Patriotic and aggressive with overtaking. So if King is nearby Nielsen, he's going to get that bonus. He's going to maybe get the overtake done. So we shall see. And then Adam actually backs that up with another press conference question that says, with the next 2 races having a wet track, or, potential wet track, and Nielsen has an advantage there, any change in the 1-stop or 2-stop strategy based on qualifying? Yes, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to give them both the exact same strategy, and we're going to see how it works. Adam also follows up with, after 3 races, no new parts. Is it pure hubris or penny pinching or trust in the drivers? Which Danny says, good question. It's not... I don't know what we're, like... It was originally to try and win without using an upgraded part for the trophy, but now that we've built a part or 2, I'm not sure if that even matters anymore. Like, I'm not sure if that's actually a thing. But what we are going to do is we are going to keep building parts as we go. And making upgrades as we go. I've actually built that part in the press conference, which is interesting. It's just to see if we can do it. If we do need to bite the bullet, fine, we'll bite the bullet. But it's also about balancing the cars. That's the primary reason, actually. It's about making sure that both cars are balanced and we've got a fair run to the end. A fair run to the title for both of our drivers. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, last comments now. We've got Lomwa, who says, I prefer videos over streams, but that's just me. Wayland brought new upgrades, but that didn't seem to matter. I think the cars for one more race, keep the cars the same for one more race, and see whether or not you're still able to win. That's exactly what we're going to do. So, good question. Adam says, streaming doesn't really work for me, but as long as they're recorded and posted later, stream away. So, that's actually kind of how YouTube works with the streams, I believe. So, if I stream directly onto YouTube, when the stream ends, that stream just becomes a VOD, video on demand, a video in the stream section of the channel. So what I would do if I did stream weekly, a couple times a week maybe, I would make that a different series so that you're never bouncing between like a VOD stream that becomes a VOD and a straight up video that is just uploaded as a video. So I would probably make it a different series or something like that. That it is if I did it. Danny says, yeah, in my original comment, I suggested it as a one-off last race of the season party. That'd probably be quite difficult because I feel like the time zones mess us up a little bit. And Danny actually says, I wouldn't be able to watch live on a regular basis because of time zones. But I don't mind watching back if that's how we do it. So that's something that we could bring about on the channel. I have done a little bit of streaming on the channel. I did a little bit of Total War, did a little bit of Cricket Captain, a little bit of FIFA, which actually I think did the best because it was an old FIFA. It was like FIFA 16 or 17 or something, and that was actually really fun. It made me want to play more of the old FIFAs and play career modes and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it's still kind of turning in my head what I want to do with streaming because I won't always have ample time to stream, and like I've had to kind of somewhat tweak my upload schedule to kind of keep it as regular as I like it, like with 2 or 3 videos going up a day, sometimes only 1, but then I've kind of separated other series into just like record them when I want to, when I can, when I have the time, so that I'm not putting that pressure on myself. I've always spoken about that on the channel, trying not to put pressure on myself to play this, because then that's when it goes from being a fun hobby to being like almost feeling like work, and you don't want it to feel like work. You want to put in hard work. That's correct. You want to put in the work, but you don't want it to feel like hard work. You don't want it to feel like that. You want to just enjoy it. And that's a priority. Anyway, that's the press conference done. Good press conference, guys. Thank you so much for commenting. Really, really appreciate it. Get your comments in for next time. Of course, go for it. And if you've got any other ideas about streaming and series and stuff like that, let me know. We're going to go into the garage again and click the upgrades to get everything back above 70%. And that is done now. So the cars are now actually favouring Edward King just a little bit. Only a little bit. So 3312 to 335. 3173 to 3166, and 3216 to 3216 to 3215, which means that Edward King only has a little bit of a bonus, and the reason for that is actually, I think, because Anders Nilsson DNF'd in the first race of the season, so he used less of the parts, like the engine wear and stuff like that was a bit less, which means Edward King's now got a slightly faster car going into this race. Let's go into it. Let's have a drink, one drink before we go into it. Oh, make sure, there we go. And it is race day, and it's going to be a wet qualifying session. And we're going to tune up as quickly as possible. It's not going to be softs, it's going to be inters. And open that up, bring that across, send them out, and 1, 2, 3, and send them out. Just to make sure there's a bit of a gap between the drivers. And hopefully there will be a bit of empty track for the drivers to get themselves some good laps in. Let's see what happens here. We're going to go on ×2 speed because this is already feeling very slow. There we go. Nilsson says, I'm stuck behind Christoph Fischer. I'm not going to be able to put in a good time. That's just how it goes sometimes. We try to get our cars out early, but it doesn't always work. So King is currently fastest, but Mendes might break that. Nilsson went fastest in the third sector. Woods is going to break that as well. So Pereira goes second. Mendes goes provisional. Woods goes provisional. But Nilsson still has the fastest third sector of the entire field right now. Okay, we're going to focus up on the chassis for Edward King. .32, about average, about okay. No dramas there. Same again, really. Oh, that's a good one. 44, that is a good one. Well done to the team, to the technicians and the engineers for getting that really good tuning session done. And now we do have a bit of empty track, which, well, unless cars decide they want to ruin it, which they might do. The entire track is visible. That's good. I was just checking that. King is in the zone. And so is Nilsson. Okay, this could be it. Go on. We get a 1-2 here. Go on, King. You've got to be better than that. Nilsson goes purple. That's it. That's it. 3 seconds behind the Waylands. I've just noticed that, and that is a bit scary. But then Nilsson's a second fastest. Oh, my word. And Mendes can't go quicker. Neither can Woods by the looks of things. Well done, Anders Nilsson. And unfortunately, with the track getting wetter and wetter and wetter, it's not going to be any easier to improve. These aren't particularly good, so I'm just going to try and get some better numbers elsewhere. Okay, that's fine. .39 on that one. 24 over there, that's pretty good. It's probably going to be the wets by the time they are actually on that lap. But no, I'll give one more lap on the inters just to try. Just to see what they can do with it. Wow, that was 11 and 11, like twice in a row there. Oh, I don't want to overcook it. No, we're not going to risk it. We're not going to overcook it. Okay. One more lap on the inters. Out we go. ×2 speed. Let's go. I've also had an idea, guys, for how I want to run Golden Lap on the channel. Just videos outside of streams. If we do streams or we don't do streams, like I said, that would probably be a different series. Because on a stream, you could get 2 or 3 races done. You know, if you go for 2 hours. Mendes has crashed. And, okay. Well, that is a small positive for us, because that means that Mendes' car will no longer be tuned up from this moment onwards. Paul Woods, yes, Paul Woods will, but Mendes' car will not be. Oh, brilliant. Yeah, it's definitely wet tires now. And what I meant, sorry, I'm going to actually talk about what I was just talking about before we got interrupted by Mendes giving it full send into a barrier. So what I'm going to do is when this season ends, which I've actually worked out, I think this season should come to an end October 22nd. So that's when the last race should go up on the channel. What I am going to try and do after that race goes up on the channel is start the next series, but then also start another series alongside it where I try and go for specific trophies. Now, the reason I'm going to do that is because these games, more or less, like these videos, sorry, they're pretty chill to record. You know, like there's the press conference at the start, which is the chance to kind of engage with the viewers, leave your comments, I can reply, we can have a bit of like a back and forth. Obviously, a stream would be even better for that. That's true, because that'd be actually like live questions. Okay, let's go. Let's get this done. There we go. Okay. But yeah. So that's what I think I'm going to do, is I think I'm going to have 2 series running of the same... Oh, send them out! Of the same game. So Golden Lap with different teams and going after different achievements. And that means that you guys watching, if you're like, this series isn't really for me, you know, the challenge that we're going for on this series, I'm not really worried about it, you can watch the other one. You know, or it could be the flip side, where you're like, oh, this series, that's not really doing it, but the other one, that's fun, I'm enjoying that one. You don't have to watch both. Or you can watch both. Or you can watch neither. That's also an option. But yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to run 2 Golden Lap series at the same time, and it will literally be the series progress at the same rate, where one video goes up, and then a couple of days later, another video goes up, and then a couple of days later, the next video goes up, and so on and so forth, as you just progress through the seasons with whatever team we end up playing with and stuff like that. That was pretty good. And yeah, the idea behind that is just so that I can try and get these achievements, because if you go for, let's say you go for this achievement, it might block you out from going for this achievement, you know, or something like that. For Pereira's sent it as well. Dang it. And I didn't catch Edward King in time to send him to cancel the pit and keep him out. Wow, Gruber actually went green on a sector. That's impressive. Nice. Very close. I don't think we're going to get the last... Oh, I don't think we're going to get the last tuning opportunity with Anders Nilsson because of this yellow flag. Okay, never mind. So we know we're going to be 1 and 4. But today... Oh, we get one more tune in. Nice. Yeah, really good. Okay. We click send out, but it won't send them out. There's no need. We won't get that last tuning with Anders Nilsson. Okay, so we start the race 1 and 4. I've said we are going to have the same strategy for both cars. That is going to be true. In a wet race, it might be true anyway. So let's see. Oh, it's going to start rainy and then get drier. So it is... Oh, but yeah, I mean, you're starting on the wets anyway. So, it's going to be the same strategy. Henry Mitchell of April feels invigorated and receives a 1+ bonus to their abilities for the current session. Esteval Canto from Team Vernier partied a bit too hard. That's the opposite. Okay, we're going to watch King, because I'm hoping that Nielsen, with the wet conditions, just runs away at the start. In fact, they're both in the zone, but King has gone backwards to 8th. From 4th position all the way to 8th. Make it 7th now. Has retaken 7th and might just get 6th, and does. And make it 5th as well. So King doing well to recover. And you've also got Fletcher in the Ezzolini, who has gone between the Waylands, separated at the Waylands at the moment. That is 1 lap done. Nielsen, we calm it down. And King, we calm it down as well. So we're going to open up the track. Here we are. Make sure the entire track can be seen. That's all good. And start thinking about what we want to do. So, they are running the same strategy. The wet to dry potential of this race means that that could have been the case anyway without me saying it. Of course, we are going to hold the fuel as we like to do. And I'm not going to push nearly as much. Because of the rain. Because of the conditions. You know, it's much more important that we don't push. Lose a car in this race and lose a bucket full of points. Because I do not want that happening. Okay, King is in the zone. I'm going to give him a push just for a lap. That's all we're going to do. Try and get in front of those Ezzolinis. Palmer's crashed. Okay. That's fine. It's unfortunate for Palmer in the hemlock. It's too early to really change our strategy. And there's no real need. So we're going to ×4 speed this and get us back onto a green flag racing. 50 seconds, not very long at all. And here we go. So Nielsen's in the zone. Okay. King, you're not, but Nielsen is. So let's go. Angelo Diaz. Okay. It's still a bit too early to make any kind of pit stop. So, once again, I'm going to click forward to ×4 and then get it back onto green flag. I feel like a broken record. I feel like I just have like 5 soundboard phrases that I say, and that's it. I mean, there's not that much craziness that can happen in these races, really. There can be some drama, though. Let's be honest. Okay, Nielsen, you're not in the zone, so calm down. King, however, is. And we're in 6th and 2nd. Like I said, we want to make sure we take a bucket full of points. So I'm not pushing them too much. There we go. There is a yellow flag, like, soon. I actually think it would be the right idea to pit early, get a pit stop out of the way. It would be with both cars and kind of gamble a little bit. So Nielsen's competing with the Waylands. How much of that are we putting down to Nielsen's natural ability in the rain? King is battling with the Ezzolinis, but I think if King gets in front of Fletcher, we'll be able to go off and catch up. Just got to get the move done. And it's difficult because we're not pushing, of course. A fuel check says -2.2. It is good. It's going to... Oh, there's going to be inters. It's definitely going to be inters. But when? I think we've got to try and really stretch out these wet tyres. And then try and swap over to the inters. It's going to be risky. I don't think there's going to be a chance, actually. I'm going to make the executive decision. Especially considering Mendes just got Nielsen. We're going to pit now. The same as Mendes. So what tyre is Mendes going on to? Onto the wet tyre. Okay. Oh, I was talking about the slow pit stops at the start of the episode. And there is a slow pit stop for Anders Nilsson. That's going to cost him significant time. But we've made the right decision there, I think, by making that earlier pit stop. Alongside Mendes, of course. So let's see what happens here. Because Woods is on that slower tyre. Yeah, the worn out tyre. Woods has got to pit soon. There's the pit stop. I think Mendes... it's going to be very close. Mendes is right on Paul Woods' gearbox. Nilsson is in the zone, so we have a push. Let's go. Has already made up that time to Mendes and Woods. So that slow pit stop, we might have the race lead without that pit stop. Okay. Fuel check says half a lap down. And as predicted, as I kind of thought would happen, King is in front of the Ezzolinis and is like way down the road of them now. 10 seconds down the road, in fact. So it's just whether or not King can really compete with Nilsson and the Waylands. You know, I don't think it's going to be easy. But he is in the zone, so let's see if we can bring that gap down. It's 17 seconds right now. Fuel check says not just yet. Okay, there you go. Calm it down. And fuel check says 0.0. Almost there, almost there. If there's a yellow flag, we could go for the fuel now. There we go. There we go. Okay, burning to the end, as is our go-to strategy when it comes to fuel, because this is the business end of the race. We need to be burning in the business end of the race. The focus isn't there, but King has made up 7 seconds on that front 3 and is bringing it back. Here we go. If they focus up, there are still big chances in this race. The Waylands are running a good race. So are we. Okay, when is the Inters available? Not yet. Oh, in fact, definitely not yet. So I think these wet tyres are going to have to go to almost the end before those Inters are available, around about lap 40. So we might have a kind of a photo finish on the intermediate tyres. Maybe. Okay, King's in the zone. Let's go. King's got to try and get past Nilsson now. It's a teammate battle. King's in the zone again. And does get the move done. Nilsson was unable to focus. That means King is now outright chasing down the Waylands. Has made the over... And there we go. So Nilsson had laps and laps and laps of trying to get past Mendes and couldn't do it. Edward King does because he has that overtaking bonus. He is an aggressive driver. Whereas Nilsson, yeah, he's really good in the rain, but he doesn't have that overtaking bonus. There's a DNF. That's Christoph Fischer, but that won't lead to a flag of any kind because it's just a mechanical failure. They can get that car off the track easier. King is now chasing down Paul Woods. And I'm going to say that move is it's only going to take a matter of time. Okay, Nilsson has finally got Mendes. We're running 2 and 3. And we are slow. Oh, yellow flag. I don't think it would be... Oh. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what happens here. Oh, Woods did go in. They did go in. Okay. They must be moving to the Inters. There's no way they're going to be on the wets. I won't believe it. They are on the wets. Oh my goodness. We're going to the inters. Oh, I've risked it. Oh, I don't know if I've made the right... Oh, no. I think I've made an error. Have I? Have I made an error? I have. I'm cancelling it. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Next lap. Next lap. They've gone onto the wet tyres. But some have gone onto the inters. We need to see how those inters drive. I need to see some last lap numbers here. King's in the zone. Okay, we're going to have to pit them now. Yeah, we're going to have to pit them now. Oh, no. This is a tough decision. It says wet range now, but the track is going to get drier. I'm going for it. We're going for it. Why not? We're going for it. Okay. Oh, this is risky, but I think... I don't know. I don't know if it's the right call. I don't know. Oh, another slow pit stop. Anders Nilsson. Okay. Right. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the wet tyre was the better option. These tyres are faster. If we focus up. If we're in the zone and focus up. You've got to focus up, guys. We're right at the end of this race. Of course, they can burn as well because of all those yellow flags. Oh, that's my bad. Oh, yellow flag. It's going to run to the end. Right, they've got to push as soon as this yellow flag is done. Going to be half a lap to try and get it done. It's not going to be enough. That's my bad. That's my bad. I made an error there, guys. Should have just pitted with the Waylands, gone onto the wets and run to the end. And I'm saying that like we didn't get a podium. We still got a lot of points. You know, I'm still focused up on that, but the win was there. Oh, this is close. It really is a 4-horse race at the minute. Edward King, 8 points clear. Paul Woods and Mendes running behind. We are 8 points clear of Wayland as well. Sponsorship. Yeah, we can golden tune the chassis. That's no bother. Okay, so we're going off to Brazil. Oh, that's... I hold my hands up. I should have played it simple. I should have just taken the wet tyre and run to the end. That's my bad. Dang it. We end up 3 and 4. Which ultimately, yeah, look, it's not that bad. It's not... It's a marathon, not a sprint. Winning every race isn't necessarily the most important thing, but taking points is. We could have won that race. That was my bad. We could have won that race. Oh well, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. Leave a comment. Drag me in the comments. I've made an error. I'll be back. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.